about doing the episode. All right, you know you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
You good? You sure? Lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera,
There we go. All
action.
right, mic check, mic check. Morning Masters podcast, man. Of course, got a special guest across me, man. Got my guy Jim. What's going on, bro?
What's up, big brother? You
All
good?
right, yeah, I'm chilling, man. Hey, you remember the first time you saw me?
Probably.
I don't remember. I'm not saying the first time. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember one time you saw me. Right now, I want to say it now before we start. We were playing basketball
Oh yeah.
in front of my house, right?
Yeah.
Now I was younger then, so give me some credit, right? But I know I was saying a lot of stuff. I wouldn't normally say to anybody, but when I play ball, I do get kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think I was calling you dumb and stupid. I ain't mean to.
Yeah, you was
I
talking
was crossing
shit.
you, and I was like, "I'm going to play dummy. I'm going to play dummy." I'm sorry, but that's how I talk and play ball. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you know Don, you know our brother,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he talk a lot of shit too. So
Yeah.
that's where we get it from. It wasn't nothing personal, but I remember thinking later on, like in life, like, damn, that was kind of wild. Bro. Why I did that for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't
Yeah.
never become basketball, you know?
I remember that shit.
Yeah, but I was nice back then. You probably can get me now, but back then, yeah, I was say that I did. I still could have been Don back then, but yeah, I remember seeing you, and I remember thinking like, I think I saw you on Twitter, and you was real popular then. I don't know if you're not now. I'm just saying you was then. I think you went by Box Fade or something like
Yeah.
Box Fade, something like that. See, I be
Yeah.
knowing some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Your man in the background. See, I be knowing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, man? How you doing?
Not much, man. I'm doing pretty good. It's an honor to be here with you.
I appreciate you. Now I know a lot of times you do comment on Instagrams and you message me and stuff like that when I have certain clips and stuff like that. And then you asked to come on, you know, about a week or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. What about this particular podcast make you want to come on here and interview or just talk?
So first off, the name, More Than the Masters. When people think of Augusta, even when I travel or whatnot, whenever they hear Augusta, they think of Masters, you know what I mean? But we're more than that. It's a lot more down here. So that's one of the things that drew me to it. And another thing, I watch it myself, you know what I mean? Some of the people that you have on here. And that was something I was just interested in. And I do want to get out there and talk to the people so the people are more familiar with me and what I do.
That's dope, bro. I would never guess that. And I always ask that question because, like I was telling him a little minute ago, sometimes it'd be like somebody asks to come on the podcast, right? And I know it seems like I'm just ignoring it. I'm not ignoring, but what happens is sometimes I get so many messages I won't open them.
Yeah.
For one, for two, if I open it and then I close it, it's like I'm saying F you. So I try to just not open it, right? I'm just not opening until I respond, or I just
Yeah.
never respond, depending on who you are.
Word.
But like I was telling him, sometimes I be feeling like, okay, I record theme wise. So sometimes I might record people that got their own thing going on, like their own show or podcast, or I might do photographers.
Yeah.
I might do singers, might do rappers who are like spoken word artists, whatever. Then sometimes I'm doing business owners. Sometimes I'm just doing thinking out loud. Like I might do a thinking out loud where I talk myself
Yeah.
for about 2 weeks. I might not be on that guest stuff because I might be too busy
Word.
and I can't commit to it. So sometimes when I'm not answering, it's not that I'm saying no. I'm just saying not right now. You know what I'm saying? But also you can't. It's hard to tell the artist, "Hey, not right now, bro." You know. And then like the fact you listen to it, I got more respect for somebody that listens to the episode, listen to the podcast, and that wants to come on because now you gotta be delicate with the fact that they are also supporters of your show.
Right.
So even if something is a no, it may be a yes just because like, let's see what he got. You know, I'm big on that too.
Yeah.
I'm giving people shots that may not have the buzz or may not have the big following. I don't care. If you have a good conversation, it's the place for you, you know? But it gotta be the right time.
Right.
So I want to make sure I tell people that because a lot of times people are like, yo, I've been hitting you up. I'm like, I know.
As a busy man myself, I understand how that goes.
So I'm glad you do. So I want to start. Let's start with you. So like, tell me about your background. Like, where you from? You know, let's go from there. I know you gave me this little sign a little while ago. I say you from Augusta. You were like,
Yeah.
So we gonna find out.
But I do claim Augusta as my home. But
dope.
I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But I was adopted and brought down here at a young age. So from Philly to Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. But like I said, I was adopted. My foster family, they stay over there in Pepper Ridge. So I grew up over there in Pepper Ridge, if you're familiar with that. I found music back when I was going to Fort Valley State University. I had went to school, whatnot. And I started writing poetry. That's really my thing. I'm a writer. That's really my thing. And it went from doing poems to putting the poems on a beat. A lot of people call it rapping. I call it creative expression.
So I want to get back into the Philadelphia thing. So like, were you there long enough to like, can you tell me about Philadelphia, or is it more so like, I know you said you came here young, so is it more so like Do you ever go back home?
Yes, I actually recently just went back home. I want to say a month ago. I got some family up there. I fly back and forth all the time.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, they still up there. They still up there. They call me country because I've been down here so long.
Oh, so see, you from here?
Yeah,
See
yeah.
that? See how that go to now? I'm from
Yeah.
Augusta, but so I got a not similar story, but kind of the same thing because I feel like I've been living in Augusta as long as I was living in New York, Brooklyn at the time, right? But I claim both. Now, obviously, with the way I talk, you can tell a little bit, but people from there are gonna tell me I talk like from the South. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's fine. It don't bother me because I feel like I embody both of them. Like I think
Facts.
both taught me beautiful things,
Yeah.
horrible things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
but I took both with it, and I just whatever I be is what I be. You know, and I'm
Facts.
cool with saying I'm from Augusta. Or I'm from Brooklyn. It don't bother me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not so Brooklyn bound that I feel like it's just I do feel like it's the best city in the world, but I also feel like Augusta is the best city in the world as well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
facts,
saying?
facts.
That's how I feel.
Facts.
And I'm big on that. So when I say more than Masters, when I tell it that, it's mainly because of New York. So when I'm telling them like what Augusta is about, what it is, they thinking rattlesnakes, they thinking the desert, dirt roads. And don't get me wrong, we got rattlesnakes. I don't know about no desert, but there's some dirt roads out here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When you go to the counties, but you really can't express that to them without them being funny, of course, because they don't know, right?
Yeah.
So when I do things like having them sneaker events and I'm going to and I'm posting different things the city got to offer, they're like, oh damn, y'all wear Jordans down there?
They'd be surprised. Yeah.
Y'all got a mall? Y'all got Chinese food? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, people rap
Walmart.
down there? Walmart. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got that Walmart. Yeah, so like it's one of them things where it's like eye opening more
Yeah.
so. And what I say about the Masters is it's not that I'm against the Masters at all. It is what it is. But I'm more so I feel like it's 52 weeks in a year. You know, the Masters is 1 week.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna sit here and tell me that 1 week is gonna define the other 51 weeks that we got in the city. When you got Peach Jam that come here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Arts in the Hearts
Facts.
that come in. It's like, and it's an artsy city. Granted, it's considered a retirement city,
Yeah.
but you have a lot of artists down here, and it's very artistic down there. So I try to illustrate that a lot of times through the interviewees rather, and through people I'm talking to. So that's why you see the mesh of people. I might have a single, I might have this person on. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing, but it's more so like, you know, I want to have that melting pot because I'm from that. I'm from melting pot. You know, you got Jamaicans, you got Haitians, you got Puerto Ricans, you got blacks. And I ain't grow up white people like that, but you got all these different entities, and I'm like, we all were just one.
Facts.
So I try to create that down here as well. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Back into you though. So you mentioned you got adopted, you came down here, right? So tell me what life like for you. I don't know what would that consider you? Would that consider you an orphan or no? I don't know how that works.
Well,
It's not an orphan, I guess. You got adopted. You were an
Yeah.
orphan, then you got adopted, or
well, technically, I wasn't adopted because I kept my last name. My foster family, their last name is Wilson, but I kept my last name. My last name Thurman.
okay, got you.
Uh-huh.
So how that work? Like, all right, were they from Philadelphia and they brought you down here, or did they just come to Philadelphia and get you?
Nah, so they're actually, and I'm just now recently finding this out, because I just had a chance to meet my biological mother when I turned 24 last year.
I know that. I was gonna ask you about that already. See, I'm ready. I'm on it, baby. I'm on it, baby.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that was pretty big for me, man. But my foster family is actually kin to my family. They're like my third, fourth cousins on down the line.
Got you.
So we're kind of family. But like I said, their last name is Wilson. Mine is Thurman. And growing up, I had 13 brothers and one sister in this one home out there in Pepper Ridge.
So, all right, hold on. hold on. This is all y'all adopted too?
Well, yeah, all of them was adopted. All their last name was Wilson. But my mother, she didn't allow that to happen. She wanted me to keep the last name Thurman because I was the only boy carrying the name.
So, all right. So by definition, no, you're not adopted, but they adopted you. Rather.
Yeah.
All right. But everybody in the house, all your 13 brothers and that one sister, they all was adopted.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Not crazy in a bad way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
What made your parents want to do that? Like, did they ever speak about why they want to do that?
Well, with me meeting my mom last year, because she met the man. She met her son, but she met the man, not the boy.
Right.
The man with 2 kids. So she met me and her grandbaby. So she met the father. So we sat down and had those one-on-one conversations. And those are questions that I wanted to ask. You know what I mean? My whole life. I'm 24 years old. Now I got the chance. She's sitting in front of me. I can ask her everything. She real, she raw, uncut. You know what I mean? She gave it to me. Some things I couldn't, you know, I didn't want to hear, you know what I mean? But it was the truth. You know, it was the ugly truth. But we're now just building our relationship, and it's a beautiful relationship that we have right now.
What was life like for you growing up in a house with 14 siblings?
Oh man, so it was.
I would have never guessed you had 14. That's crazy.
Yeah,
not in a bad way. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep not in a bad way. It's just wild to think about. 14 is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about cheap about a dozen. It was a lot then.
Yeah,
that's more than a dozen.
Hey, look, that was one of my favorite movies growing up.
I bet it was.
That was like us for real.
That was your life.
Like running around. Me and my brother. I'm next to the baby, so all my other brothers they're older than me or whatnot. But yeah, so me just running around, everybody fighting every day. You know, different personalities from different backgrounds because none of them are related. Everybody's from somewhere else, you know what I mean? Another family. So it was a lot of personalities within this one house. And it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. And it gave me different perspectives. So when I used to go to, I went to a public school. And what I'm talking to you about now, I used to not be ashamed, but I didn't want pity. I didn't want pity or any of that. I'm regular, you know what I mean? But shout out to my friends that I grew up with in Pepper Ridge, because outside of that my foster home, their families adopted me too as their son. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why I'm thankful for them. They're my family outside of my family.
Well, you mentioned that one pity. So how was that? And it's not necessarily in the pity sense, but how was it? All right, you live in a foster home.
Yeah.
Right, with your family though, 14 siblings.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right, and then you come outside. You got these friends, and also their households are also taking you in.
Yeah.
Because y'all building this brotherhood from young, right?
Yeah.
And I know your friends, so I can say that from young, y'all built this brotherhood. Y'all got pictures where y'all reenacted them as older boys. You know what I'm saying? Older men.
Yeah.
So what is that like? Where no matter where you go, it's like you being taken in.
Yeah.
But ever in the back of your mind when you thinking like, damn, like I want to not be taken in. I want it to be mine's.
Yeah.
Or was it okay for you?
And that was one of the things. That was one of the biggest things I struggled with growing up. I always felt like I had this chip on my shoulder. I always just felt like I had it, and I couldn't really express myself growing up. And that's part of the reason why I'm a creative writer now, because I found that avenue of how I can express myself. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy, but it's beautiful though, because now that I'm a father myself, with my two kids, my son and my daughter, I see the power in what they were doing for a young boy like myself growing up. They was doing a lot of stuff they didn't have to do, you know what I mean? And I used to go spend a night like every other night, you know what I mean? And they treated me no different than their own son, or their daughter. Like, and it's a real beautiful thing. Now I'm old enough to understand what exactly was taking place back then. And they know ain't nothing but love. Ain't nothing but love.
What was the home life like inside the foster with the 14 siblings? Like, how was that? And I asked that question, and my grandmother had done that as well. She had a few foster grandkids, right? And I remember it's always tough to explain. Like, hey, that's my aunt, but she's older than me.
Yeah.
But I'm older than her, right?
Word.
But we're not really related, but we are related. Like, we not family.
Yeah.
But that's family.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like how was that for you? Like trying to explain that, or just trying to get that out to the people?
So that was because like I said, these things were tough for me to talk about at a young age. You know what I mean? One, I didn't have the vocabulary to express myself. You know what I mean? But like I said, as I got older, and I look back, I noticed where I used to be an angry boy. I used to be a real angry boy growing up, and it was due to that. I didn't know how to express myself, how to let it out. I used to be angry all the time. You know what I mean? And I knew why, but I didn't know why. You know what I mean?
Right.
And me meeting my mother literally at 24 last year. I'm 25 now. Just turned 25. It was like a weight lifted. It was like a weight lifted off of me. Like finally, like now I can be more of love to the people around me that I'm connected to, even with my kids, especially. Like I would hold a piece of me back, not intentionally though. Not intentionally. It was like a piece of me missing in a sense,
but you're not knowing it's there.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. So that was kind of always tough for me, and it's still kind of I'm still getting out of, because that just happened last year, a few months ago. So I'm still kind of getting out of my shell with that and being more open about it. But yeah, it's kind of still crazy.
So, and I know I want to get into some art stuff. Like I said, I try to get to know the people. You know, some
Yeah.
people know you. Because a lot of people that do know you don't know all these things, right?
Yeah.
I follow you, and I know I silently say, I silently watch.
Yeah.
So I might not say nothing, but I knew about the mom thing. I was like, damn, that's dope. I knew already when I got here.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. So it's dope that you just kind of went into it.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I was going to ask you was, so I asked you about how I was growing up, foster kids, you know, growing up, being taken in by your friends, family, you know, that's cool. But how did it feel growing up? No disrespect to your foster parents, because I know they probably did the best they could. I don't know,
Yeah.
but they probably did the best they could and with what they was able to do. 14 is a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is.
How was it growing up? And like I said, I got Slim back there. Your man's here. He got a mother and father. I know his family. Slim, I'm not gonna say he's mama's boy, but he loves his mom. You know what I'm saying? They got a good relationship. I got one. You mama's boy? Slim's mama's boy.
Yeah.
All right, correction, guys. Slim, he's a mama's boy, okay? But that's my guy though.
Yeah.
But and I say that because me, him, I seen like we grew up from the day we came in this earth
Yeah.
with mom's love.
Yeah.
We don't know what that's like to not have it.
Yeah.
I'm not jinxing nobody at all, but the minute we don't have that, I don't know how we gonna react.
Man.
But you went so long without it.
Yeah.
Like how were you able to? Not how were you able to? Let me ask you this question. How did it feel? Now, I can't ask you that question because you don't know. What is it like growing up without that security, that mama's love? Because it's only that kind of love is very unique.
Yeah.
You know, even most moms don't have that love. Like you got certain moms give that kind of love.
Yeah.
You got to be a certain mom to even give that kind of love. It's irreplaceable. It's nothing you can, you know, it's like something I can't even define it. I can't speak on it. It's just something that's there. You have it, you don't have it.
Fast.
But I grew up with it. My
Yeah.
brother Don grew up with it. Hakeem grew up with it.
Yeah.
Slim grew up with it. You know what I'm saying? But then we have you who's seen your mom. So when
Yeah.
you say, oh, weight lifted off,
Yeah.
I feel like there was 24 years of,
Man.
yo, I love you.
Fast.
And I wish,
Yeah.
but I couldn't.
Fast.
What's that like? How was that coming up like that? What's up, Marvin?
I'm a boy in the building.
Oh,
Yes,
he bring turtlenecks out quick, man. It's too early for turtleneck, man. It's too hot outside, Marv. Look good though.
But to answer your question though, man, growing up without it, and I can kind of compare because I finally met her and experienced a little bit of it. Got a little taste of it. She's down in Mississippi right now. Shout out Digital Thurman. I love you, baby. And shout out to my foster mother, Elaine Wilson. She just turned 71. So it's a big age gap between us. And like you said, she did all she could for us. There's 14 of us. And we lost and we lost our foster dad when I was just 9 years old. I actually watched him take his last breath in the bedroom.
Bro, you throwing a lot on me right now, bro.
Yeah.
See, I promise you I'm trying to get to the music, but now I got more questions. Like,
Yeah.
this is a rough life.
Yeah.
But keep going.
But growing up without it, it was, like I said, I always felt like I had this chip on my shoulder. But like I said, my friend's mom, like, they treated me no different. So I kind of had a little taste of it, but me just in the back of my mind knowing, like, this not my mom, you know what I mean? That's
tough, bro.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like,
yeah.
you got somebody who came and got you out of whatever you was in and willing to, you know, be that for you.
Yeah.
But deep down, that ain't you.
So that was that missing piece that I didn't really know how to express, that I didn't know that I actually needed. But what helped me, and I'm not gonna lie, my kids fill me up 110%. Like just seeing them so happy to see me, and I can't even imagine what it was like for my mama to go without her child. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? But just having my kids, they fill me up, and I try to give them that what I didn't have. You know what I mean? Because like I said, my foster died when I was just a 9-year-old boy. So going from boy to man, you know, a young boy needs his dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To show him how to be a man.
So I guess what was he like? Describe him like for the time you knew him.
Man, just from what I remember, so he was on dialysis, and he would go there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And my father's mother would take him like all of those days, early in the morning. I remember they got to get up at like 4 a.m. right before we go to school. She'd take him, drop him off, and then she'd come back, get us ready for school. All of us. And this, like I said, she's in her 70s. I'm in my 20s, so that's a 50-year gap between us. So. That was kind of
like a half a century.
Man,
That's
so
wild.
Yeah, and now that I'm old enough to understand all the things that she was doing, man, she my superwoman. She saved my life. She saved me.
That's what's up, bro. Before I get, Slim, is he in a way standing up or he good behind him? I don't know if they gonna see him in the camera or not. Marvin came here interrupting everything, so I'm trying to make sure everything's straight. He in a way? His book bag or anything? All right, cool. Just sit right there when you come back. That's cool. It's not a big deal. All right. So with your dad though, right? How was that? I know it's sad, but like, how was that? Or were you at any kind of wherewithal at the time when he took his last breath? Like, how'd that make you feel? Like, how'd that affect you in life?
Oh man. And it still kind of affect me to this day because I can't get it out my head. You know what I mean? Whenever I speak about him, I remember seeing him laying there on their bedroom floor right after dialysis. But anyways, I was going to Tobacco Road Elementary School. I was going.
Oh yeah,
there.
you from here?
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
You from here, bro? He went to elementary school. You from here, bro?
Yeah.
It's all good.
But I remember, so she came back to get us ready or whatnot. And he had skipped dialysis that day, so he was still there or whatnot. But I just remember hearing her cry, hearing her yelling, and she's on the floor with him trying to perform CPR. So I'm the first one to pop up, me. I got older brothers that were there at the time. It was like 3 of them there at the time. And I remember just running to my mama's room, and I shared a bunk bed with my younger brother. I remember shaking him, getting him out of his bed, like, "Hey, bro, mama crying." So we both go in there, and I see my daddy on the floor, struggling to breathe. So I'm running my big brother room, like, "Hey, Jew, hey, daddy on the floor, daddy on the floor." And this right before we finna go to school the next day, and I'm a 9-year-old boy. My little brother, he 8. We run in my brother room. So he go in there, he try to perform CPR, you know what I mean, as much as he can. You know, he's not a doctor or anything, but trying to at least keep breath in her while my mom's called 911. She could barely talk, you know what I mean, telling them the address and stuff like that. But I just remember we had all the ambulance, the fire trucks outside our house, man, and they got there probably, I want to say, about 10, 15 minutes after the call. And I'm not gonna lie, and I don't blame them. But I really strongly feel if it was about 5 to 7 more minutes sooner, he'd probably still be here with us today. But that was pretty tough though, man. I didn't go to school for that the whole rest of the week. So when I had went back to Tobacco Road, I guess everybody knew or whatnot. I mean, I had stacks of cards this tall, man, of, get well, I hope you feel better and stuff like that. But I was out of it for a while, man.
How do your friends deal, not deal, but how do they handle you? You know what I'm saying, with the life you've had, your mom not being there for whatever reason, you happen to get adopted. I know you got the last name Thurman, I know.
Yeah.
All right, you get adopted, 14 brothers and sisters in the house. Your dad dying at 9. How do they handle you?
So, well, my friends, they know these things about me. I'm vulnerable enough to share these things, and they was going through it with me. You know what I mean? Going through the motions with me. Them understanding I went through these things, they treat me a certain way, you know what I mean? And it's nothing but love. That's why I love them guys to the maximum. I
ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel real bad now that I was saying that stuff to him on a basketball court. You know how you just be wild on somebody. You don't know somebody have been through, right? I'm calling them dumb. You a kid. Oh, yeah. That was wrong, man. I apologize.
When I had a lot of big brothers, we used to fight all the time, talk shit. So it was.
Yeah, but
yeah,
now I feel bad as hell now. Yeah, damn. Yeah. All right. So, did you play sports at all?
Yeah, I played ball.
You were small, bro. You still small, but you were small.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you play being so small? Like,
I was quick, handles, you know what I mean? You're not finna take the ball from me.
I might have stole the ball from you. I'm not sure yet, but go ahead. No, I don't know. I'm fucking with you.
But that was one of my advantages. Me being small and so quick. If you taller than me, I'm finna blow past. And like I said, my handles. And I had a little shot, not the best, but I probably shoot your lights out if you give me enough room. Look.
Room got quiet. So I don't know if you leave or not. Everybody stop talking. But all right. So and what made you not take it further, like in school? Like
so I got an organization called ATM, Ambitious, Talented, and Motivated. That's what this brotherhood is. That the ones that took me in, that's what we built. To this day, we stay on that 110%, 10 for 10 toes. But that was one of the things I put more of my time into. My friends that were my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And because we're mentors for a lot of these young guys around this area, at these different schools or whatnot. And I noticed like I was good at that. Like that was just one thing I was just good at. But that ain't what I really, really, really wanted to do. I played for Butler for 2.5 years. 2.5 years with Coach Body. Shout out Butler, Lump. Got the Bulldog ring on. But
where the ring come from?
Butler. Got a Bulldog.
Yeah, which I did.
Nah, that's just my class ring.
Oh, okay. No disrespect to
I don't do
no
it like
disrespect.
that.
I'm just saying, like, no, because I went there. I remember we went good in football for a long time, but then we had that sport you was. I was making sure, you know.
But
I try to keep it real authentic on the podcast. I ain't gonna say like, you know, we just, you know, we lose a lot sometimes. So.
Yeah.
I'm being for real. Nah, my brother up in there, they lost a lot too. I don't care how good he was. They used to lose.
I was finna say, bro, go crazy. Bro,
yeah. You know, the time to be alive.
Facts. Had to be there.
Yeah, you really did. But all right, so in school, y'all all went to the same school? You and your friends?
Uh-huh.
Why you went to the same school for? You know it's not good.
That's just how we was on. You know, we all stayed in Pepper Ridge.
No, I'm to my college.
College?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, college was crazy. Yeah.
Y'all went to the same college, though?
We all applied together the same day.
Yeah, but it wasn't zone for that college. That's a choice.
Yeah, we all literally sat down. Miss Dukes, shout out Miss Dukes, used to teach at Butler or whatnot. But yeah, I remember we going to her office or whatnot, and she's alumni from Fort Valley or whatnot. So she was like, y'all should apply for Fort Valley. Y'all should apply. So we all just sitting there, just anxious to go to college because we finna graduate. So that was one of the first colleges we got accepted to. So like, shit, fuck it. You got accepted. I got accepted, man. Let's go. Like, so that's what it was.
That's what's up. Who messed it up for everybody? Did he mess it up by going to the military?
Well, yeah, he went to military fresh out of high school.
Yeah,
so
I know. I be following y'all. I follow y'all for real. I know. I worked with Marlon for a little while.
Yeah.
He was head ass at Lowe's.
Yeah.
Very head ass. He was one of the worst Lowe's I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But he was funny though. I knew he was funny, but all he cared about was girls at the time.
Yeah.
So that's all he cared about. And I know him, but he was married, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then I'd always thought about playing basketball with you. And I remember crossing you up.
Yeah.
You know so that's how that went down. But so like after y'all in school, y'all going to college, like what made you get into like start writing? Because you wasn't in high school doing this, was you?
Nah.
Yeah, but I don't remember you ever like being that outspoken even to step foot into any kind of art world.
So like back in high school, we was real popular. We was real popular down here. So a lot of people like already like knew us, but they knew us for like partying and stuff like that. Even to this day, you know what I mean? When y'all throwing another party, but that's not.
It's still parties.
Yeah.
That was Kid and Play.
That's what we were Slim and Jim. They used to call him Slim. They used to call me Jim.
I forgot y'all thought y'all was them. I forgot that. Yeah, I did think y'all was what's that group name? Ray Shrimmer.
Yeah.
Niggas Ray Shrimmer. I forgot that. Okay, keep going.
So
I remember that. Yeah.
We used to throw parties back in high school. So when we got to college, shout out Big Brother Kano, shout out Shelly Gang, EMC. But they kind of took us up under their wing. Yeah,
call him Keenan.
Yeah, he told my college. Shout out to
Keenan, man.
Yeah, that's our boy, man. You know, he grew up in Pepper Ridge too as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If you believe not, him and my sister got a child together. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, you see
Duh.
that?
Yeah.
He asked me like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, no, shout out to Keenan, man.
But he was one of those guys that took us up under his wing because, you know, he was a little bit older than us. So when we got to Fort Valley, he was already there doing his things as far as like throwing the parties and whatnot. And that's what we was already known for coming out the city. I ain't gonna lie, we was hot freshmen, and then we already had our little group because we all from the same high school, so we went there together. So we was already clicked tight. So when it came to like throwing parties, we hitting each dorm room. whatnot. And so we built a name for ourselves. But to dive into your question on how this writing thing came about, because it came about my sophomore year there, and I remember it vividly, man. So my partner Slim, he used to stay across the dorm from me, and I love listening to beats. I love listening to beats or whatnot, but. So I remember one time my little brother, his friend had called me, and he was actually contemplating suicide. He was actually contemplating suicide, and I didn't have really the words to say to him, but I felt where he was coming from, and I just wanted to share something with him to let him know, like, hey, bro, like, hey, there's people on this earth that care about you, like, you know what I mean? I ain't got the answer to whatever you're dealing with, but hey, well, I care about you over here. So my first poem was called Suicide, and it was for him. I won't say his name. Whenever he see this, he'll know who I'm talking about. But he called me, reached out to me, because like I said, we're a mentorship program. So he came and reached out to me as on that's my little brother, big brother type thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But so wrote Suicide for him, and I could tell it touched him. That's right. Me knowing that touched somebody's inside. You know what I mean? That lets me know, oh, this word got power. This word got power. So it went from suicide to me just writing little poems, you know what I mean? Trying to express, come out of that shell of just holding it all in. So I remember one time they had this thing on the quad, and it was coming up. It was like a week out or whatnot. And I remember going to Slim room, like, hey man, what you think about this? Like, he would be the only person I would share these kind of things with, as far as like my poetry, because that was something I'm being vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because I'm really expressing my true self. So I was being real vulnerable in the words. So he was like, man, they need to hear this. Like, they need to hear this. So went on the quad. This is my first time ever doing this in front of anybody, like strangers, like people don't even know us. For me doing that, you know what I mean? They knew it for the party, like, oh, he turned, you know what I mean? But they didn't know I had that side to me, you know what I mean? You funny. But they didn't know I had that side to me. So I went up there, did my thing, nervous as hell. Oh, Lord. But super nervous, went out there, did my thing, and the crowd's reaction again confirmed, well, your word got power. So that's when I started diving deeper into writing more. And like I said, I already love beats, so I literally just started putting my poems on beats, and then you mesh those together, you got music.
So would you consider yourself more of a spoken word artist that plays with beats every now and then, or a rapper?
That's a great question. Whenever somebody be like, Jim a rapper, I'm not a rapper. I don't hold claim to that title. Like I said was earlier, I'm a creative expressor. Like, I don't know what that is, but that's what this is.
You just make art. That's it.
That one. There
you go.
That one.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So like, I'm glad you explained that story that way, because when somebody from the outside looking in that's not deep into like, or looking at your everyday, what y'all doing, to somebody, when people come back home be rappers or be something else that it wasn't when they came out, to me I always think like, damn, who they copying up there? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily with y'all, because I didn't think that at the time, because I didn't know what was going on. But when you explained that way, it made me realize that when people do go away and go to college, whatever, a lot of times that's when you can like be yourself, or be who you've been wanting to be for a long time. You can express yourself the way you want, because you grown, you know. Hell, you're not in a house of 14 people no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, for you,
facts.
Things change because your everything around you is changing.
Yeah.
So like, if you always felt like you had it in you to write, you start writing, and it's just something that you like, you start doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering like, how many people that you knew in high school that was like, yo, what are you rapping for? When he started doing this, or like,
oh man. Know? I still get it to this day.
That perception could like, it can cause somebody to not even want to like open your link. Like, hey, I ain't watching that. He don't rap. That's not what he do.
Yeah.
He wear fades and act like Ray Sherman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being funny, but in serious, like that's what people do. They hold you to that high school 17, 16-year-old version of that's who you are.
Yeah.
And then I'm growing up. Like, even now, you're 25. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got 2 kids now. You're not the person you was 10 years ago.
Facts.
But people hold you to that because they don't know when you go places and you grow, you can grow places. So you going to school, you growing, you learning, you doing different things. Different things that in your mind are being touched, tapped on, and triggered.
Yeah.
So how was it trying to, or do you ever try to explain to people like, hey, I didn't just go to college and pick up rap because everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
this is why. Or is that the first time you telling the story, but the whole suicide and things like that?
Yeah, this is my first time actually sharing that. Like actually sharing that. I mean, Slim know about it because, like I said, I used to share it with him. But this is my first time actually saying that. But yeah, like you said, a lot of people do hold me to this what you call it, Ray Sherman stage of life.
Yeah, Ray Sherman.
You know what I mean? I was
Can
16,
you sing a Ray Sherman
17.
song?
Uh,
I'm fucking with you.
Nah, I was gonna say I don't even know one. Like,
you know something. Come on.
yeah, I gotta
stop.
hear it though.
Okay,
You know
okay,
what I mean? I
okay.
get the yeah. But
He said he don't know.
Nah,
Nah,
I'm saying
nah.
I gotta hear it.
I'll
though.
put a beat on. Black Beatles, sing that. No, I'm fucking with you.
You
I'm fucking with you.
crazy.
Keep going. But I do wanna read a post that you did, right? And I want you to kind of expound on that, even though
Okay.
it's a long post.
Okay.
I don't read as well as Slim, so I might stutter a little bit. Don't laugh. All
I
right?
got you.
I grew to understand that some people won't be able to handle this on grown form, so all they have to talk about is my past and not my present. Others sometimes try to discourage me, place their fears and doubts upon me. Some may even say I'm acting different. But maybe I'm just finally stepped fully into my power.
Mm.
Don't hate me because I inspire you.
Mm.
Talk about that a little bit, man. That was deep, though.
Yeah.
Those your words, or you got them on Google?
That's your
Okay.
boy. That's
Making
your
sure.
boy. But
That's Jim?
yeah, that's Jim.
Okay.
GM like the jewel.
Yeah, G like the Jew. I know. You a
yeah,
Jew. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But yeah, and this has been the most time I spent back in Augusta, and that's where that post comes from. Being back around my peers that I haven't been around in like 5 to 7 years. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Since college. And they not mean Tyree no more. Like, well, I'm Tyree.
You're a different version now.
Yeah, facts.
You're adult. You're a man now.
Facts.
Full blown man with
Yeah.
responsibility.
Facts.
You are in charge of 2 lives,
Yes.
2 heartbeats.
Yes.
It's not a game.
And it's not at all. But and that's that right there. It was hard for somebody I used to throw parties with, and they used to come turn up with us to accept me as this adult man doing this, taking
Right.
it for real, dead serious. You know what I mean? It was, and I still see it. I might run into people in Walmart, like, but nowadays they're catching on. Like, hey, when you dropping such and such. But for a long period of time, a lot of people couldn't even accept Jim. They didn't accept Jim.
They was still calling you Box Fade?
Yeah, like
That's
it was
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
joking,
saying.
saying that's crazy. I wouldn't call you that.
Yeah,
I would have called you Tyree.
yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, like those who know Tyree. But like let's say if you're a stranger, you mean Jim, you mean the man. But yeah, it was hard, and I try to, and my partners to get on to me about it. You know what I mean? You ain't got to explain nothing to nobody. You got to explain nothing to nobody. But I find myself overly expressing myself, be like, nah, I ain't that. But I don't have to do that. I just put it in the music now.
Do you have any poems, spoken words, pieces? I don't know how you describe them because you just make arts. I don't know to describe it as tracks. I don't know. You have any of those where you are speaking about your mom being away from you for so long, or 25 years, the passing of your dad, and you seeing it? You know what I'm saying? You have any pieces like that, or is that something you ain't tapped into yet?
I won't say I haven't tapped into it. I touch on the surface because, like I said, I be really expressing my true self. So that level of vulnerability, I'm still trying to get to.
Gotcha.
Still trying to get to. But the more I do it, though, the better you get at anything.
I ask 'cause I'm curious if, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm curious if that's an easy task, being able to create that kind of art with those feelings still being so raw now that you finally met your mom.
Yeah.
Now, if you had never met her and it was just 20 years, I would say, can you write about it? Because 20 years you ain't met her. At some point, it's like, all right, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
But then you meet her, it's like, okay, now all this coming back.
Yeah.
And now the feelings is more, it's real and raw now.
Yeah.
This is it's not a myth no more. It's a real person. I get to touch her.
Facts.
Real quick, when you was growing up, did you have any communication ever?
So before I met her in the flesh, my mother, she was actually in prison. So
Yeah, I knew that too. I be doing research. See,
Yeah,
told you.
yeah.
I won't ask you about that because I feel like that was more of your mom's stories. I won't ask you about that.
Yeah, and I won't go too deep into it, but that was part of the reason why we were away for so many years. So her being in prison, all I had was letters. Still got these letters to this day. Like, she would write me, and I remember the first time I was at Fort Valley State University, and I don't know how she got my phone number. It's so crazy. This is a true story. I'm on the elevator, and I get a call from a prison. I get a call from a prison, and I answer. Said my mama's name. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's how I was. And I'm right there with Slim. Like, Slim could tell you. Like, I answer. I was like talking to her, whatnot. Like, what's up, mom? Like, I gave her my address so she could write me. That's when the letter started. It started at Fort Valley. But yeah, I remember getting off the phone and telling Slim, hey, boy, that was my mama. Like, that was my mama, nigga. Like,
Damn.
yeah, like.
There's an odds of that, like, your best friend with you when that happened. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like to be there when that happened for
Man.
you know?
And that's why I said they're my family outside of family. Like, we really got like a tight brotherhood because they went through the motions with me. You know what I mean? It was a roller coaster. Still going through it. You know what I mean?
Man, that's dope. So the first 20-something years of life, y'all had no contact? Like, y'all didn't speak?
Nah. And it
That's
was so crazy.
crazy.
My foster dad, before he passed, I was 6 years old. My whole life, like, I knew their last name was Wilson, and I knew my last name was Thurman, but I never asked, like, why. You know, I never asked why. And I guess they waited until I wanted to know more about, like, wait, why my last name different than y'all's? You know what I mean? I want to be a Wilson. Like, I'm a Wilson. I grew up with y'all. Like, y'all my family. Y'all raised me. But I remember my dad pulling me to the side, like, hey, Tyree, and he gave me the story about my mama. And I found out I got 4 sisters, two older ones back in Philly. And I got a younger sister in Philly and a sister in Mississippi. But I remember him breaking that story down to me. It was hard for me to accept. Like, damn, y'all, you mean to tell me I'm not y'all? Like,
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to accept as a young boy. I was 6 years old. I remember that.
You got a lot of siblings, bro.
Yeah.
That's I'm not gonna lie. You can't have them all.
Yeah.
What you have? So you got 4 plus the 14?
Yeah, big family.
That's crazy, bro. 18? That's wild.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So, what's your family think about about your writing and doing the music and stuff like that? Like, do they support it? They rock with it?
Yeah. So.
What about your mom?
Which one?
Wilson.
So now that so at first, you know what I mean, she just thought it was like a hobby, but I'm actually, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And now that she sees that, she takes me a little bit more serious. At first it was just like, you know, that's cool. That sound nice, Tyree. But now it's like, oh, that's beautiful. Like, that's beautiful because she hears that I'm actually putting my time and effort and my emotions into it for real.
Yeah.
So she grew to love it. She grew to love it.
Do you ever be shy or like timid to put, or were you timid to put like your art out? Like, were you scared of the reaction you might get when you finally start? I'm putting on your own, not with him, not with nobody, but on your own. Like, to put your own video out, raps, do the smiling stuff you be doing. You keep doing all this shit you be doing, and and putting out. Like, were you worried about the reaction you'll get?
In a sense, yeah. But I had to conquer that inside myself because I feel like if I'm your friend, I'm your brother. This is what you're doing, you know what I mean? And I'm giving you my true, authentic self. It's either you accept it or you decline it. But the right people get it and the wrong people don't.
Just real quick, I don't think I got nothing to do nothing. Like, hey, how was selling cars? I didn't know you was doing it for a minute, right?
Yeah, facts.
Were you good at that?
A beast.
Sell me your car right now.
What kind of car you want?
A black one.
A black one?
4 doors.
4 doors?
Yeah.
And would you like an SUV? Cause
you're not doing good enough. You're not doing good enough. Don't worry about it. I'm fucking.
But I used to go crazy though.
I feel like you did because it looked like you did a good job. I mean, you were real personable to do that. But I asked her because he got friends that sell cars. Like, I always know, is that a thing in Augusta? Like, people like to sell cars, but I know he started laughing. See, but it's good money in there, right?
Yeah, it is. So I stopped school. Actually, I had stopped school because my son was born. I had to start making money. So that was one of the paths that I took because growing up, I used to always get in trouble for talking. But as I got older, I realized that was actually my gift.
Why you talk so much?
Gift of God. It's my gift.
Gotcha.
It was my gift.
Have you tell your parents?
That's what I tell everyone. So I put that on the selling cars. So all I got to do is learn the product, and I'm finna sell it to you. But and I noticed I had that just going at different locations, but still becoming number one at each location. I knew I had something. It was the gift.
You know a guy named Car God Blue?
Car God Blue. That sounds too familiar.
Very dark skin.
Where you sell that?
I don't know. That's his man's.
Oh, word. Hey, he sound familiar.
Yeah, he sell cars. I don't
yeah.
I don't mean on these car salesmen niggas, bro. I do podcasts. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but with selling cars though, like, Did that help you like sell your own product, or is it just cars? You can sell cars, not your product.
So that actually got me out of my shell because car sales is a little bit different than you actually going to like a retail store for like a phone or something or like a grocery store.
Yeah, y'all be annoying, bro. Like,
Yeah. We pulling up on you. We coming to you.
It's like it's two annoying people. It's you, it's y'all, not you. But it's y'all, and then some niggas in the mall want to clean your shoe.
Oh yeah.
Those top two annoying people
Yeah.
in the world.
So that's a different kind of ball game because like I said, we have to approach you. We have to approach you. See, most times you go into the grocery store, you know what you want. You just pick, choose, whatever. But that's one of those. That was a different kind of feel for me. I had to get out of my shyness to come talk to you because if I don't sell, I don't eat.
How was your first day of sales? Like, what was that like? Did you know what to do? Or was you talking? Or you just kind of stay back? They had to tell you go out there?
I had to kind of watch like how these other because I sold around older guys. Everybody like 40 plus, and I'm only like 18 in there. So I'm the youngest guy there. So I had to sit back and watch. And that's with anything, you know what I mean? You learn the game, learn how it's done, and then you put your own little spin on it. And that's what I did.
Did you plan to have your kid that young?
I didn't. But God gave him to me, and oh man, it's my
Why you
little
laughing?
twin.
What's funny?
Because that's my dude. That's my favorite. That's my dude right there. That's my boy. That's my number one. And my daughter, she's 3. But no, I didn't plan it at all. But they're both 2 gifts from God. Because this little background I just shared with you. They're mine.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I feel like he gave me a chance to be something that I didn't even have. And it's beautiful, really.
How does it feel like knowing that you 110% in your parenting and just for your kids? How does it feel like knowing you're that for them and versus what they could have? Not saying that you didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
I never want to. I don't want like your foster mom to look at this and be like, damn, they kind of shitting on what I did.
No, I love you, baby. You did.
Yeah, that's amazing. You
facts.
gotta applaud that because
Facts.
that's something you don't have to do.
Facts.
Like they don't have to do that. They could easily say,
Superwoman
look,
for
we
real.
good. We don't want these damn kids. Kick them out of the house.
Man.
14 is a lot, bro.
Yes.
I got 2 and I be
Man.
I don't want no more. I'm telling you, I want no more.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I don't want to ever like discredit anything that she did.
Yeah.
But I also am aware of the feeling of having your birth parents in your life. It's a void that nobody really can fill. You can try, but it's hard to fill.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to you knowing that your kids don't have to have that void? You're there.
It's a sense of relief for me for them to know like as long as I'm living and breathing, you got daddy, you got me.
Do you plan on ever trying to explain that to them like later on, like in life, like yo, like you got it good because XYZ and I had it this way, or
so and I feel like one day we'll cross that bridge and because I don't ever want to project my trauma onto them, so I don't even bring that up. I just try to be the best I can be for them.
But what happens when, because like you said you didn't ask questions.
Yeah.
Right? So your last name is Thurman.
Yeah.
And everybody in the house is Wilson. But
Yeah.
you're like, my brother and sister is whatever,
Facts,
right?
facts.
So what happens when, because kids ask a lot of questions now.
Yeah, you're right.
What happens when you say, hey, I'm going to mention my grandma?
Yeah.
And they're like, which one?
Yeah. See, and that's why I know that one day I'll cross that bridge or whatnot. And I haven't crossed that yet.
Well, I guess technically speaking, you have 2 grandmas anyway, right?
Yeah.
But when you have 2, it's like, well, who's your mom? Is this your mom? You call her mom, but you also call her mom.
Yeah.
You call your mom. You call your biological mom.
Yeah. I call both of them on dudes.
That's
both
dope.
of them on dudes.
Okay. Do you feel? Cause I grew up with. I ain't grow up. My 2 cousins that's older than me
Yeah.
that live with my grandma. She adopted them. Their
Yeah.
parents was on drugs. Both of them passed this year, within the year, but their parents were on drugs. So my grandma adopted them. I always feel like they kinda. They love their dad.
Yeah.
But they kind of gave him some shit sometime too because of whatever he went through, right?
Yeah.
They didn't give the mom none for that reason, but they gave the dad some. And so now I'm wondering what you like, is it, y'all met, y'all spoke, but is there ever any feeling like, but damn, why you did X, Y, Z? Like why, whatever reason that you couldn't be there, why'd you make that choice if I was here? Or was it before? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you have no kind of feelings?
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely did. Like I said, when we finally had a chance to like sit down across from each other and really have that talk, she gave it to me real raw, uncut. Some of the things I couldn't handle, you know what I mean? But it was the ugly truth that I had to literally accept if I was willing to open that piece up to accept her into my heart and give her that love. Because I know she missed me how I miss her. You know what I mean? I know that it wasn't easy for her too. So I never ever made her feel like what the fuck, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Never was that guy because shit, I want to love you. Shit, we got a chance to build something beautiful now.
That's dope. No, so let me ask you, when it comes to like with music and stuff, right? What's your performing like? How you perform? Like
Now I'm a people person.
now you are?
Yeah. Now that I
Blame the cars?
yeah. That's part reason. But definitely a people person, man. I like to get engaged with the crowd. Before I even spit a piece. Like I love to get the people.
Okay.
Hey, Jim got soul. Jim got soul because Jim got soul.
Well, I normally don't put people on the spot, but do you want to say a piece or you want them to go find it? Maybe you might not be in your right mind to do it. I don't know. Like you might not be 100%. What you say you are. I don't know. Yeah, see how you get them? That's how you get them when you say that.
He
How you gotta do it.
crazy.
See? Yeah.
He crazy.
Gotta call him fake, then he'll do it.
Nah.
Nah, but yeah, go ahead. And I ask that because a lot of time I have people on. They won't want to rap. They don't want to do this on. Like, I don't know what it is about people that do music.
Yeah.
But I guess they think they only make it in the studio for whatever
Yeah.
reason. Like, I don't know. I grew up, people rapping in cars,
Yeah.
in front of a camera.
Fast.
So I don't know. That's how I grew up. But yeah, go ahead. What you got?
This is one of my most recent pieces.
Excuse the salsa in the back. It's Austin Hearts going on.
Oh, well,
I don't know if they can hear it in the background though, but just in case they can.
They ain't think I get this far where they don't know me too well. How could you sleep on the rumor when they know we prevail? Some people turn their back on me, God don't wish them well. They can't see it in me because they don't see it in themselves. I know I'ma make it, and that's word to the wise. Just be patient because we got it. What I told all the guys, I ain't worried about failing, and I ain't worried about falling. This is bigger than a hobby, nigga. This is my calling, and I'ma keep on going. I want my grandkids balling. Pray the Lord got my steps on this path that I'm going. Dream chase a whole time, giving God the glory. I know it's going down in history when I tell them the story. I was adopted out of Philly, but was raised in Georgia. Jim, one of the rarest, and you can't say I ain't told you. I've been working my craft, getting the cheese like cheddar. I don't fit in with the crowd, and I ain't saying I'm better. I'm just a different kind of fella when it come to this shit. Yeah, a long time coming, but it's perfect timing. I had to go through every storm, but I came out shining. That be the grace and the favor, like to call it alignment. I know that God is inside. I know the Spirit's my guide on the road of my dreams, and I'm enjoying this ride. Yeah, that project on the way, I'm finna raise the bar. And while they sleeping on the kid, I'm finna take it far. That's what I'm leaving with.
I like that. See, imagine that was whack. You know how that would have been, bro. That was good. I appreciate it. That was good, Slim. Now be honest with you. All right, he's honest. Be lying. He be lying sometimes. I don't really know.
Yeah.
He'll tell me later. I'll text you and see what he say. Nah, he good money though, man. But nah, I like that though. Like I like the talent. I like the fact you did it on the spot. Like I always get more points for that, of course. But anytime you put out something, like you put a video or something out,
Yeah.
I pretty much listen to it. I like acapella. So I like that's what I came up on. So I like that kind of stuff. So yeah, man. I think that overall, I want you to do more interviews. I want you to talk more about the stuff you've been through.
Yeah.
Because it's probably a bunch of people that relate to you and you don't know it.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole different market you could tap into. I know, when you're talented and you feel like, you got your team behind you, you put out the music or whatever, the art, however you want to do it, spoken word, beats, no beats, I don't know how you're going to do it, you know what I'm saying? Drums, table, I don't know. But whenever you're doing that, like, that's just that. So people going to like the music or the art for whatever it is. But then you get to hear and talking, you can talk about your life. And I mean, I probably could ask you way more questions to go in deep into, right?
Yeah.
But that's really for you to write and put it out there. You know what I'm saying? I think you should do more videos and stuff like that. I think you should do like little videos in the car just talking about life, things in life.
Wow.
Staying with your dad is something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Meeting your mom is something to talk about.
Yeah.
I think that's just dope to do. Like you said, you do art. So
Yeah.
if you just talk, that's not art. You gotta paint a picture. Like we just painted the whole picture of why I feel like Gus is important more than the Masters. You
Yeah.
got somebody from Philly who kind of went through your whole life down here.
Yeah.
On some other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the whole time you love Philly, but like this is home for you.
Facts.
This is really home.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you coming through, giving me a dope interview. It's always not wishy-washy, but like you never know what kind of interview you're gonna get because you don't know who ready for what.
Yeah.
Who ready for what questions. I think you watched the podcast enough to know how I am when I joke and stuff like that. And I also think that you are well-mannered enough to talk and be open enough to talk about things. Like you said, you sold cars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's dope, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of us just sold drugs. But it is what it is, bro. I appreciate the interview though.
Hey, thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate the interview, man.
This
Hey,
was
look,
an
man.
honor.
Y'all keep killing stuff, man. All right. No more weddings for him for a long time. All right. Yeah, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.